I'm Deirdre de Burca. I'm standing outside a building that many of you won't recognise. This is the European Parliament, and it's a building where important decisions are made about all of our lives every day. In this building and in other buildings like it in Brussels, around half of the laws that affect our day-to-day lives in Ireland are made. The European Union has had an enormous and positive effect on life for us all. It's made it easier for Irish companies to do business. It's strengthened the rights of women, of workers and of all citizens. It's helped us develop public transport and infrastructure. It's supported our agricultural sector. It's promoted peace across the continent for over 50 years. And it's been crucial in addressing environmental issues. But as the EU continues to enlarge and the rules that govern it become more complex, there's a real danger that citizens across Europe, including in Dublin, will feel more and more alienated from it. Can you name your 4 local MEPs for Dublin?
No, don't really.
No idea, literally.
MEPs?
What's that stand for?
Absolutely not.
Have you any idea who any of them are? And do you know what an MEP does?
Not particularly, no.
I honestly, I've never heard anything of like what they've actually done proactively in Europe for us.
Well, most people would think they don't do very much. They're well paid.
They sit in this big house in Brussels and they make laws and directives relative to European affairs.
This is the so-called democratic deficit, where individual citizens across Europe feel little identification with the institutions of the European Union or with the people who work within them. I don't believe it has to be this way. On the contrary, I think things have to change. Grassroots democracy is one of the core values of the Green Party. And the Green Party in Europe has been to the forefront of pushing for reforms to make the institutions of the European Union more democratic and more responsive to the wishes of citizens across the European Union. One of the policies we've championed is the Citizens' Initiative.
In some member states, in my country for example, there is what is called a popular initiative, that to say that you can collect signatures, go to the parliament and say, do this law for me. This is what we wanted, what we introduced, and this is actually something of a green result in the Constitutional Treaty and the Treaty of Lisbon, that is to say, the popular initiative, the popular legislative initiative. It's very important because this allows 1 million people from all over Europe, so it must not be only one state, so you need to be organized also at a supranational level, European democracy, remember, to propose a law to make something audible, to make something clear to the European institutions.
The European Green Party has also fought to give ordinary citizens real power in terms of influencing local environmental decision-making through supporting the Aarhus Convention in the European Parliament.
You're an expert on the place you live. You're an expert on your own environment. And without your input into any decision-making, then the decision is going to be flawed. The Aarhus Convention essentially looks at issues of people being involved in decisions that affect them. These can be decisions relating to the environment or decisions relating to their health. There are 3 pillars, what they call 3 pillars of the Convention. You have a right to information on the environment, you have a right to take part in decision making, and the third one is the right of access to justice when the other 2 rights are denied. It's very short in words, very clearly written, but its implications are massive in terms of our democracy and democracies within the UNEC region.
The full implementation of the Aarhus Convention in this country was negotiated by the Green Party and included in the current programme for government. The Green Party is determined to ensure that the European institutions operate in a fully transparent way, free from the kind of corruption and undue influence exercised by rich and powerful organisations, which unfortunately we've seen so much of in our national political arenas.
We all want to live in a democracy. Democracy means that the people has the power. But on a European level, we have a huge problem. Around 85% of the people who come here to lobby and have their cause presented here are paid for by large corporations. That means money gives political influence. And if you want democracy, you need to fight lobbyism. And we Greens stand with a strong tradition to fight that. We need more Greens here in order to win that battle against the lobbyists.
We in the European Greens are part of a movement to increase democracy in the EU, to make sure that its institutions are listening and answerable to the citizens in each member state, including Ireland. This website has been designed to start the kind of two-way conversation that I believe needs to happen between MEPs and their constituents. You can help me by letting me know what you stand for, what issues matter to you, and what you want Europe to do about them. I guarantee that if I'm elected, I'll make sure that your voice and your views are heard throughout the corridors of power in Brussels. And I promise you that in 4 years' time, if someone asks you who your local MEP is, you won't have trouble remembering my name. I'm Deirdre de Burca, and I stand for more power for Irish voters in Europe. Please stand with me. Please give me your vote on June the 5th.